Hello, my name is Tshepiso Sibisi, and I am founder of a business called Mwari Pizza House. As Tshepiso, I am a social entrepreneur, I am a mother, I am a sister, and I love what I do. I come from a township called Guatema in Springs, which is in the far east of Johannesburg, and that's where we operate from. We work from my grandmother's garage actually, and I grew up there. So running the business from that space means quite a lot for me. As I said, I'm a mother of two children, one boy and one girl, the oldest being the girl. And it's been so interesting seeing like Jenny, I'm working as a young mother and having a daughter who fully understands what I'm doing and how I'm able to kind of translate the lessons from what I do to the children as well. I want to really set an example for them as a parent that you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to. So it's a huge drive for me playing that role. I have two siblings that have come after me, so others would say I have like a firstborn complex or whatever, so deputy parent kind of vibes. But I've always taken layer role very important, and I think that's what was also a big drive when I started the business. That I knew there's other people who are coming after me, and I had to set sort of like the example that you can be able to push as much as you can as you want to if you set your mind to it. So it's been a very interesting journey because my mom died in 2016. I started the business in 2018, and it was really hard navigating through life without uh, having a parent to lean on to ask for like advice, or if you needed like an extra, I don't know, 1,000 rand pecha pecha, and not have anyone to do that. So I've had to do quite a lot of things and learn a lot of things on the spot as well, because there's not really anyone in my family that I would say was running a business other than my grandmother, who was doing it while I was still quite young. So in a things are like inkuku, some beers and things like that, to really professional, like I'm teachers who would come in the yard and just sort of like in a quiet space be able to drink their drinks, buy whatever they need to buy. And I didn't realize it at the time that you pick up some of these things, the lessons, because my grandmother never went to school. So it's a I feel as if I do carry a bit of that spirit in me, and operating from that space, I think there's quite a lot of like a lot of energy, positive energy that I take from it. Um, so like I said, I've had to learn quite a lot of things along the way, or using the internet, but what has helped me quite a lot is connecting and engaging with other people who are in the entrepreneur journey, who are either creatives running their own businesses, or, for example, people that I work with quite a lot, people who own a business called Homegrown Shandies. You're watching people create things from nothing to something. And I think that when you're on this journey of business, it's important to find yourself and connect yourself to other people who are busy with that, because abaning bet we really don't come from households or families that have run businesses before. So we have to kind of learn in our own ways. Things like YouTube have been such a huge help for me, and I've always wanted the business that I run, which is food, which is Mwari Pizza. I started in 2018 when I couldn't find a job, which is, I think, a lot of young people suffer, are facing that problem at the moment in this country. But I didn't want it, initially it was to overcome a problem, which was unemployment, hunger, come up with money. But over time, because I had this passion for just creating, I found that I wanted to be bigger than just making money, and hence the social entrepreneur part comes in, where you are able to run a sustainable business, but do it in a way that impacts people's lives positively. And I feel like that represents my personality. It represents the things that I believe in as a person, my values. So I'd say that if you're running a business, it's important to align it to your passions and the things that are about you. When I did start it in 2018, I didn't do it alone, which I think tends to help when you starting a business, not doing it alone. But as time went, I found that uh, as with a lot of groups, you might have more passion for the thing more than everyone else, and that's how I found it. I started with two of my sisters. We were all in the same spot basically. We didn't know what to do. We were not finding work, etc., etc. So we felt let's come together. Let's start a food business because ekasi ukudla vele kuyathengwa, and it's also easy just to start a business yokudla elokishini. So we tried that, and instead of coming with something like amaplate or amakota, which I felt almost everyone does it, and I didn't see how we could bring anything different to that space. I really really love pizza. I still do. I suggested let's rather go in that direction, and I'm happy that we did because it really set us apart. At the time there was very few people. I think only one other person in my neighborhood was doing it, and it was so exciting to give it our own flavor and our own vibe. um, but because, as I said, I had like the biggest passion about this thing, I found myself that, people started finding their own things to do. Like my cousin still continued in her career in hospitality. So she found work somewhere else, and my sister just pursued other things. And I just carried on because I just felt I really, really believed in the idea of pizza in the township, but pizza that brings people together for change. So since 2018, we've been going strong. There's been so many challenges, so many challenges. I don't even know where to begin from, like knowing how to register the business okokuqala, to knowing who to sell to, how to figure that out, to not having the right kind of pizza boxes, to not having the right amount of foot traffic, to uxabana nabantu osebenza nabo, having to separate from partnerships and collaborations, from not to even not making money as well. Because I thought with by year four, there's no way that I wouldn't be like driving my own car and living where I want to live and all of that. But you see that it really is like a lifelong journey, because 4 years later, we're still going through, challenges of being able to market to the right people, being able to have a product that, can be sold in a township setting. How do you be able to continue to have money for even just marketing or just staying compliant as well? Because those things, are a big part of the game. As much as we always focus on, oh, what are the colors of my logo? Where do I sell? Which market do I go to? But you find as you go along that actually the foundation is actually the one that carries you, that takes you into workshops or brings into meetings with people who can actually be able to bring in money into the business. So my role as the founder, and going on this journey almost alone for most of the time, has been able to help me to share to see how running a business is very administrative. It's very important to focus on making sure that the customer gets the right sort of like a journey, goes through a journey with you and your product, and that it's more than just about looking good on social media, that it really is about the stuff that happens in the back that differentiates your product or your business, or I would say, your brand. So I've been learning quite a lot. I'm still learning as well. I think that it's a journey that just never ends. I still struggle quite a lot with managing time. I think that that's something that, as a leader and as a person who is trying to juggle quite a lot of things at the same time, you need to figure out a way to make that work. And I think also running a team or managing a team is a big part of the journey, because you uzama ukwenza zonke izinto like alone, and it's completely like impractical. Like you can't. There's so many things that each department needs its own focus, its own like in-depth like research. It requires its own like implementation, that your main goal, I feel, as a founder or as a leader or a person who started something, is to build a team around you. And I've been lucky here and there to find people who I can work with, but teams, managing them and keeping them, a lot has to do with a lot of capital, a lot of good communication as well. So I'm still trying to find my feet along, in that sense. But we've been able to, since 2018 until now, not only win some competitions but be able to get quite a lot of like media coverage, which weirdly enough I thought it would help in the foot traffic department, but I see that when it comes to PR, it's really more of a overall sense of like what uh, people get about your business, and not so much that it translates into sales. So that's also another workshop on its own. But it is important to get your word out there, to get your name out there. But know that being able to get someone to get to buy has a lot more to do with like other things, such as as I said, the customer journey, your product, how do they interact with your product, the touch points, how do they get to see and know about you? And once they do engage with you, how do you take them down? How do you speak to them? How do you engage with them? And then finally, once you do make the sale, how do you treat them then after that? And how do you make sure that they be able to come back again? As I said, Mwari Pizza is located at 48 Ramatibe Street in Guatemala Springs, and we make the best pizza in town. We try to fuse sort of township flavors and African vibes with a European staple, which is pizza. So meaning that we have flavors that, like your margaritas that you would find in an Italian pizza, but we also have our own twist and our own vibe to the product. We have a pizza called Kota Pizza, which is basically the elements that you find in a Kota on a pizza. Really yummy, very filling. So if you're gonna have it, make sure that you don't eat. We have calzones, which is basically like half, like folded pizza. So we have a variety of flavors that you can be able to find, sides, chips, wings, and those sort of things. But as I said, we also try to do good work over the pizza. So we have entrepreneurs that can come and engage a network over a program we call Small Business Cafe. We have young people who are able to play games over the pizza. So that's really what we're about, bringing together people to find solutions to the problems that we have as a nation. You can be able to reach me and contact me, because we do cater for workplaces, for team buildings, that sort of thing. We have what we call Pizza Fridays, where you can order pizza for your team on a Friday. We have specials on those days. So you can reach me on social media. My Facebook page is Tshepiso, the pizza maker. For the Mwari page, it's at Mwari Pizza, both on Instagram and Facebook. On Twitter, I am Fresh Tshepi. Then for the Mwari, the business, it's at House Mwari. You can also then give us a ring or call us on 072 730 2076, 072 730 2076. And my message to anyone who would want to go on this journey of entrepreneurship is do it with love, do it with passion, do it with intention. It is one of the hardest things that you'll ever do, but it will be one of the best, because you will discover so many things about you. You will know what you're good at and know very quickly what you're bad at. So work on that, but bring in your own vibe, and you can be able to change the world doing what you love. So good luck.